Hi, I'm Allison Kelly, and I'm here at the LSPU Hall in downtown St. John's, and we're going to take a walk through and look at some of the posters from shows that I've seen and loved, or maybe was even in. So we're here next to the poster for Jake's Gift, which changed me as a person. I went and did my master's in acting after I saw this show. It's a one-person show where Julia Mackey plays all of the characters, and it's about this little girl who gets a soldier who is a veteran of I believe it was World War II, but it could be World War One. She's assigned a veteran soldier to kind of show around the community when he comes back to, I think it's Normandy, many years after the battle. This show, I cried for like 2.5 days after it was over. I remember everyone leaving the hall and watching people leave, and everyone's eyes were puffy and red, and it was so funny and so moving. But a huge thing for me that was so amazing about it is that she was such a good actor. Like, I just was watching it thinking, having these two simultaneous experiences of, this is an exceptional story and exceptional storytelling, and also I could never do this in my life. I will never be good enough to do what she's doing. And then I went back to school to continue to study acting. That was, does it say what year here? 2011. So yeah, I was like 22 or maybe I was 23, but yes. So I'm really glad we started close to Jake's Gift. I loved it so much. She still tours the show, so if you can ever see it, go see it. Let's go to Men of Misfortune. I loved this play so much. So I spent many years on the programming committee here with the RCAT, and we programmed Men of Misfortune knowing that the current artistic animateur at that time was Nicole Russo was going to direct the show. We knew that Andy and Greg were attached already when it came across the table. We loved the script. I remember the conversation being, do we love the script if it's not Andy and Greg? And we all were like, yes, we still love the script. Even if it's not Andy and Greg, we just love it way more if it is them, because we could see the story just popping. And then flash forward to, like, it must have been 3 or 4 years later when it was finally here at the hall. And it's such a great play. It's exactly what Nicole loves to work on, family dynamics. There's a secret between them. Emily Austin did the set design, and I loved the set design. There was a really great telephone table, and I contacted her after and was like, what happened to the telephone table? I would like it for my house, please. But it was already gone. Yeah, this play was so great, and it was just so great to see these two guys doing a play together that was serious. It kind of felt like a bit Sam Shepard-y. Yeah, but they can't help but be hilarious. And that was where the real heart of the piece was for me. And I can't believe it was in 2018. Oh my God. If you asked me, I would have been like, yeah, that was like 3 years ago. Okay. Let's keep going. This is The Drowning Girls. I was in this play. And I was in this play with Sarah Tilley, and I was in this play with Bridget Wareham, and I remember in my audition for this, it was Charlie Tomlinson and Amy House, who was the animateur at the time, and they said to me, are you comfortable being cold and wet for 4 weeks? And I was like, yeah, I'll do whatever you guys want me to do. I think this was my first contract with the RCAT, which means so much to me. If you don't know, this play is so fun, scary, playful. It's so playful. 3 women, and they have all been murdered in their bathtub. It's all based on real things that happened. It's the same guy, and he goes by different names. So much of the play is written in from the transcripts from the court at the time, which was like 1914 to 1918, I think. Somewhere in that world. And I'm just realizing that the set designer was Bretta Gorecki, who I just worked with on Man of the Year. And this is blowing my mind because Bretta and I were like, how do we know each other? That's crazy. So yeah, this show really means so much to me. I still feel like a lot of ownership over it when people are performing it around the world in various languages, which they do. I'm like, I don't know. Well, good for them, I guess. Yeah, so directed by my dear friend, Charlie Tomlinson. Here's another one I was in. This was so fun. So this was Seal Slippers, the panto that we used to have every 2 years a panto here at the hall. And I was lucky enough to be in this one, written by Rory Lambert, directed by Nicole. I got to play Cinderella, which I never thought would happen for me. I always think of Cinderella as a blondie. And we had so much fun doing this show. It happened around Christmas time. The kids came out. It was set in the 80s. I had the higher the hair, the closer to God. Melanie Mooney did our costumes. It was just so fun. All the music was from the 80s. Major nostalgia for the Gen X. I don't know. What's the older generation? Anyway, major nostalgia for them.
Gen X.
Gen X, thank you. Major nostalgia for Gen X. And which I'm not, which is why I don't know who you guys are. But yeah, this was super fun. I would love to do something like this again in my life. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you'll come to the LSPU Hall to see something, or if you can, be in something, and take in the history that's on the walls here. Thank you.